Alright, how's it going, Kenworth? Getting back into the swing of things. I think I've got everything fixed up and ready to rock and roll tonight, so hopefully everything goes without a hitch. We're going to give it a couple minutes here for everything to kick off and notifications to go out. So, how's your night going, Kenworth? So far, everything seems to be looking alright, so. Don't expect a whole lot of people to jump in tonight. I know it's Sunday night football, everyone's watching that, but hey, gonna be getting back into the swing of things here, so hopefully everyone catches this. Catch us on the replay. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That way you get notified when I do go live. Tonight we're going to be talking about my life, what it was like before I got into trucking, and kind of what led me into trucking. And then we might even open up the phone lines for people to call in and kind of talk about their experience, what it was like before they decided to get into trucking, and why they decided to get into trucking. So hopefully everything is working. It looks like everything is working. I'll give it another minute here for people to jump in. I made it a couple hours away from my 90. I got a 10 a.m. appointment tomorrow. So I just gotta get up about 7 and roll in. So, do 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 do. I don't think I'm gonna get a bunch of people tonight. So, hopefully everything's working. I'm gonna check Facebook real quick. Do make sure there's no one chatting over there. Alright, yeah, I got a couple people on the Facebook side watching. I'm gonna put my phone back on that. So feel free to put your comments and questions into the comment section. Tonight I can actually see everything, I hope. I'm gonna put this over here to the side so that way, just in case good old Facebook notifications aren't working for comments, I will get them. Alright, so we're about 4.5 minutes into it, so I don't know how many people I'm going to get joining with me tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So before trucking, let's just start this back. I kind of knew from way my education went through high school that I knew I wasn't going to be a book person. The best way I learned was hands-on. Put me in front of something, let me get my hands dirty in something, and I could learn it real quick. So I knew I was going to go into trades of some sort. Also, those were my favorite classes in high school. I went to good old Joliet Junior College, was taking I don't even remember what the stupid degree was. It was something for landscape management because my dad owned a lawn care company, so I was going to kind of progress off of that. I wasn't kind of sure what direction I wanted to go to. I was debating between that and being a firefighter. But due to my size and everything else, I knew that probably wasn't going to make it as a firefighter. So, hey. Um, Ended up dropping out of college, realized it was not for me. Going to classes and studying and just memorizing stuff by books was not the proper way for me to learn things. So then, let's see here, kind of my first job besides lawn care was I was working at a gas station. Got hurt there, had to leave them, and then got into security. My dad got me into connected. I was an armed security guard at a nuclear power plant. So that was kind of a real culture shock, but then also with all the background and training and everything else that they went into later on when I decided to get into trucking, I knew my background and everything else was going to be good. Um, because I even had to, for that job, I had to take the MMPI, had to do a fitness test. Shit, it was what? I think 4 months of training before we got on the job. But the biggest thing I learned from that um, was pretty much security is viewed as a time delay, and that's all they care about. I'm not going to go in full details on that one. I ended up quitting that job because me and my girlfriend at the time decided to get married, and she was looking at going to school in Southern Illinois in Carbondale. Moved down there with her. Found out that the security company I was with kind of screwed me and wouldn't transfer my paperwork. And then with my job history and all that, in a college town, there wasn't any decent jobs. So I ended up coming back up. I was working retail. I'm not going to say the company, but I was in a photo department, head of that for a bit. And then just realizing that retail sucks balls. Any of you go deal with it. I was actually head of the photo department, but they were making me progress into in charge of more and more duties outside of the photo department, like stocking the cooler, freezer, aisles, everything else, taking my attention away from the photo department when I've got a district manager out of there breathing down my neck to get the numbers up and everything else and increase our photo department. um, Found a security job that was paying more, so got into that. Um, Went to a couple different security companies, different couple places. Kind of fast forward in here a little bit. But the main reason why I started looking at into trucking was one, the money, because at the time I was working full time, my wife was working full time, and we were bringing home between both of us $800 to $1,000 a week between the both of us. So I'm like, I got to do something better. My brother is a truck driver. He did tanker, but he was doing a lot of outlaw stuff. I knew I didn't want to go that route, so I decided, I'm like, I want to go out and do something on my own. I want to earn it for myself. So that's when I started looking into trucking. Um, and the other kind of side of it was I was kind of getting really tired of anyone that's worked in retail or customer service pretty much, because that's all that security has turned into, is you are a clerk or customer service. um Tired of getting in trouble for everyone else not doing their job. I wanted to get into somewhere where I wanted to be fully in charge of the work. If there was a problem with it, I wanted to be the one that was to blame, and no one else could blame me for messing up, so that way I could go, hey, I messed up, yep, it was on me. So um so that's the other part of it, reason why I started looking at getting into trucking. Because pretty much once you get through training and all that, it is on you to report problems and anything else like that. So if a load's going to be late, it's pretty much up to you to communicate the problems and take care of everything. So that's when I started really looking into trucking. Um, at the time, with my finances and my wife's finances, and with her college student loans, we couldn't really afford crap. Unfortunately, I have to say it. So we ended up having to move in with my parents. So that was a big driving force for me to get out and get something. I did the math on it. I knew what I kind of had to do. And I'm going to jump up a bit here because I'm going to talk about how I decided to come to Prime in a different video. and I'll show you I'm going to create a chart for you and help you guys be able to decide the best company for you, hopefully by using that chart. That way you're not just taking my word for it. That's the biggest thing, is you got to make sure you choose the right company that's for you. But through trucking, we were able to move out, get an apartment, and we're 2 years into owning a house now. So, and that's all through just trucking. And my wife was able to quit her job and take care of our kids. So that was a kind of a huge step. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone's chat. Feel free to comment any questions or anything concerns like that in the chat. As I said, hopefully I've got everything up and working. So that's kind of the main reasons why I got into trucking. And that's kind of the main reasons why I've kind of stayed into trucking. I am a bit of a loner. You kind of have to be out here to survive as a truck driver. You can't be, the biggest thing, that reason why you will fail within your first year is you are dependent on somebody to do everything for you. If you're that type of person, trucking's not going to be for you. So, another wife messaged me. Wife's going to bed. So, hopefully everyone's having a good night on this wonderful Sunday night. As I said, hopefully chat is working. So, that is kind of a short story on why I got into trucking. As I said, books is not a place for me to be at. And then I want to kind of be independent. If something goes wrong, something messes up, I wanted it to be on me. Too many people rely on other people to carry their dead weight pretty much, and that's also another reason why I kind of got out of training. I'm done holding hands and guiding you through it. Too many students were not bad mouthing them, but it's too dependent on their trainer not being a self-learner. You have to be a self-learner out here. We can't show you everything. We can't go through everything. You got to be able to figure shit out on your own. So that's kind of my short story on why I got into trucking. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, so feel free to comment any questions or anything. And a little bit here, if anyone wants to call in, I will open up the phone line. I'll put that out into the chat here in a minute. Kind of a brief history of my time here at Prime. Went through training. Start date was in 2013. Still here. It's about 6.5 years now. I've been company driver. I've been company trainer. Went to lease trainer. Running as team. Did intermodal. Now I'm back just running lease solo. And this is kind of one of the most happy times I've been out here on the road, besides dealing with the personal stuff that I've had to deal with over the past couple years. Unfortunately, on the side of that, I have taken that out on students, so that's also kind of another reason why I'm not training anymore. So, but I'm going to be getting into a lot more videos for you guys. Got a lot of stuff planned. As I said in my video yesterday, I'm going to be going back through all my videos and pretty much redoing everything from pre-trip to questions to everything else. So I think that's all I got to cover right now, so feel free. As I said, if anyone's on the YouTube side, comment below so that way I know this damn thing's working. I know Kenworth commented earlier, but I don't know if it's still up and working. So, um, I'm gonna open up the phone line here in a minute. Do not call. I will not answer any blocked phone numbers. So if you want to call in, make sure it's from a regular phone number, and we can kind of cover anything you want to cover. Main thing today is just if you are a driver and you want to talk about what your journey was from or before you got into trucking and why you want to get it, why you got into trucking. That's kind of the main discussion point of tonight. But feel free to ask anything. I will answer as best as I can. So, gonna open up the line here if anyone does want. So that's that. And if you want to call, is area code 615-624-4258. Let's put it in the chat for you. I will answer you guys' questions. Gonna be trying straightforward, guys, as much as possible, and explain that this isn't for everyone. That's kind of the best thing I can kind of get across. But yeah, that's I think about much as I got off the top of my head right now. So feel free to ask questions, call me. The line is open. Hopefully I don't blast your guys' eardrums out if someone does call. I'll turn that down for a sec. But yeah, it's kind of go back into my job history a little bit. Never was really kind of happy anywhere. I was literally bouncing out within that first year of everywhere I was going. This is one of my few jobs that, besides lawn care, that I've had for more than 5 years. So it's 6.5 years at this, and at one company. It's kind of beneficial if I decide to leave Prime at one point. Employers are really going to like that. I've actually already talked to a couple, and they're already impressed that I have that sort of longevity at a company. It helps out a lot when you try and get to that next tier. Instead of moving laterally, if I do leave Prime, it definitely will be an advancement. Okay, yeah. So feel free to hit me up with your questions. Uh-oh. Did Facebook just go out? Hold on. That's odd. Oh, no, it's still there. Just the video closed out for whatever reason. Alright, there we go. So I got Facebook opened up on my phone just in case that questions or comments are coming through. But yeah, that is kind of my short story on why I decided to get into trucking. With the money, as I said, the money side of it was I was pretty much able to make as a solo company driver what me and my wife were working full-time jobs at in a week, what we were both making in a week, and then a little extra. So you make sure you do your math. I've had a couple people contact me that are making. Some of the numbers I've seen are kind of ridiculous. It's like $1,500, $2,000 a week. And I'm looking at getting into trucking because of the money. I'm telling them you need to stay where you're at because trucking, you're not guaranteed to see that, especially at a starter company. So that's yeah, other than that, I don't know if my chat's working officially or not because it's kind of been screwy. If you didn't catch my live feed yesterday, I had to do a whole bunch of updates and everything on my computer So that's why I'm kind of making sure everything is working all right. Um, just let me know. Give me a comment. Let me know. And Facebook and YouTube. I know I've got a couple people watching. Just say hi. That way I know comments are working, please. Um, and other than that, as I said, if you want to call in and ask questions, phone number is 615-624-4258. Or feel free to comment your question and I will try and answer the best I can. Okay, that's a little bit of delay over there. So, hopefully everyone's having a good Sunday night. If I don't get anyone here to respond, I'm going to probably end this here in a little bit. So, feel free to ask your questions. If not, as I said, that phone line is an active phone line, but I put it in Do Not Disturb when I'm not doing my live videos. So, if you want to call in later, or if you're catching this on the replay, and you got a question or something, or if you don't want to do a live call in, you can leave me a voicemail or even text that number. Hey, Sinister. Tonight's topic was I was talking about my life, what it was like before trucking, and what kind of led me to get into trucking. The good old Sinister the trucker is in his house. So, hey, if you want to call in, I got my other number, Sin. If you really feel bored, it's 615-624-4258. I'll put it in the chat for you. If you're bored and want to call in. But yeah, I've got kind of trying to make sure everything's up and good and working here. So that's kind of tonight's gist of it was just kind of just going through my background history and why what led me to get into trucking. Alright, man. No problem. But yeah, so that's kind of the short version of it. As I said, if you guys got any other questions, Streamlabs is yelling at you, Sin. um, but yeah, that's kind of my short story on why I got into trucking. Next video, I'm gonna actually probably tonight later on, I'm gonna work on creating up that sheet to kind of break down on how I ended up choosing to come to Prime. And actually, believe it or not, Prime was not my first choice of companies to go to. My first choice actually rejected me. So it kind of, I'm going to go into that into the next video. It might be tomorrow night. We got to wait and see how loads pan out. Other than that, I got a couple people back in on Facebook. Feel free to comment, ask any questions. I got my phone line open if you want to call. Anyone wants to call in and ask questions. Facebook side, I don't know if you're seeing the phone number, but I'll say it slowly one more time. 615-624-4258. Hey, Sin, it was actually your old company was my first choice, but they rejected me. So, just because they had a yard right down the road from where I was living at the time. But yeah, I'm getting back into my video game here. And I've got, after I end this live stream, I got to make sure I clear off my GoPro. Gonna be doing some more vlogging, some more going out checking crap out. And then yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I've got going on. So my next video, live feed, hopefully tomorrow night, but all depends on how loads work out. We'll be kind of go over and um, how I decided to come to Prime and what led me, the main reasons why I came here. So, if anyone doesn't have any questions, as I said, I didn't expect a whole lot of people to jump in tonight. Kind of might just keeping this one nice, short, and sweet. Um, if you're catching on replay, make sure you hit that subscribe, comment, or subscribe, ring the bell. Damn, I've been out of practice on this. I don't got a whole big spiel like Sinister's does for his opening. Um, Subscribe, ring that bell. When you click the bell, make sure you scroll up and hit all, because otherwise you will not get all notifications when I go live on YouTube. If you're on the Facebook side of it, just make sure you go over to my Facebook page. It's the same name. Camera's backwards, so I gotta make sure. Same name that's right up here. Just search. You even just search that first part on Facebook. Um, that's where you're gonna find that, and Instagram is where you're gonna find a lot more pictures and stuff. Those are really easy for me to do throughout the day to kind of let you guys know what's going on. Um, and then email. All the information's in the description. Um, I believe it's all on my Facebook page. It's up in the description up there. Or message me through Facebook if you've got questions, comments, or concerns. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it. I think everyone's enjoying football tonight, so I'm not going to sit on here and ramble for another longer. So give it, you guys, give it about 30 seconds, and if no one kind of comments, I'm surprised I haven't had anything on the Facebook side. But as I said, it is Sunday night football, so um, feel free to comment or call. If you need the number, just comment, like, say the number one more time, I'll put it out again. As I said again, that number is active, but it will send you right to voicemail. Just leave me a voicemail, or you can even text that number later on. I will get it. So, I think that's going to be about it. Since I don't got any questions or anything going on, as I said, Sunday Night Football, didn't expect much to jump in. So hopefully everyone has a good night tonight. Hopefully everyone's staying busy, staying safe, staying productive. So we will see you tomorrow night. Again, tomorrow's topic is going to be what led me to choose to come to Prime. I'm going to create it that, how do I say it? It's not really a checklist. It's more of a sheet. I'm going to do it up in a Google document, so if you want me to send it to you after the video, I can email that to you, no problem. That way to help you decide on what company you want to go into, what kind of the basic main criteria I feel now, and then same ones then that I felt were more important to me to help me decide what company to go to. So, that'll be tomorrow's video. As I said, I don't know when. It's all going to depend on loads. Might be end up being midday. Don't know. My appointment's at 10 to unload, and I don't know what's next yet. So, with that being said, don't got any questions or anything, so nothing coming in. So, alright, everyone, you stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.